This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by Indacloud. Indacloud is your online cannabis dispensary for all things gummies, exotic flowers, potent pre-rolls, and more. All federally legal THC DEA certified, lab tested, and shipped discreet. If you're 21 or older, head to indacloud.co and use code LEWIS, Lewis, for 40% off your first order plus free shipping. This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello there and welcome to the 244th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast. No, I'm an idiot. It's the 243rd edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled The Endlessness of the Epstein Files. That's right. They never stop. They just keep going. We have to continue to find a way to distract ourselves from the fact that there was a complete meltdown among the Democrats, and then they've got to be sure that the Epstein Files are looked at, and they need to be looked at. And there were 600 other titles: the recycling of the Epstein Files, why are we getting these little messages? What does it take for them to fucking do it? It's just once again, there's a group of people who are being kicked in the head. And it's a group of people who are being PTSD'd over and over and over again. And it's just disgusting, okay? Get the information out there. Let people know what the fuck happened, all right? It's not political, all right? It's about a number of young women who got completely fucked over, all right? It's not, and it is political in its own sense, but that is, and this is important. It's bringing this up every day and having them have to show up and just to basically state their case over and fuck over again. All right, and that you put Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever you pronounce her fucking name into a nice cushy prison, and then she's getting special treatment. Is anybody, what the fuck is the matter with us? Huh? Is there any level that we've stopped the madness? They bitch and moan about, well, this person's trying to, they got this good thing going. They did it to the Democrats, and he did it, and then they did it, and then we did it, and then they all do it, apparently. Okay? But not like this. All right? I'm sorry. Not like this. What's occurring here is beyond fucking belief when it comes to taking her from the prison she should have been put in for the crime she committed and moving her into this thing. Okay? And you don't think that there's something that I fucking can't even find the words sometimes. And I'm not going to write them down. Okay? There are people who can do it and can write this shit down, but God damn it. That you don't, because she's what? She's entitled. We shouldn't really they worry about entitlements. And here's somebody who they go, well, you really deserve to be entitled. For what? Huh? She committed a crime. And what is going on? Look, if there was something on him, wouldn't the Democrats, who seem fairly easily, without any problem, just threw out a number of these, his emails recently with the president's name on them, and in them, I mean, and then and so that they had no trouble doing that. But why wouldn't the Democrats, if it was so damaging to him, have gotten this out before? Huh? No, really, literally. But it was that well hidden. It was in a safe. It was at Fort Knox, a reference that's 1,000 billion years old. Did they? Were they able? I mean, and yet he also seems to want to not let him out because what the fuck is going on? And there needs to be an explanation. At some point, maybe it will come to pass. This is insanity. Because there's real shit that really needs to be dealt with in this country, all right? But this is something that you just get it out there, Get it done. Now there's going to be an investigation and maybe sit down. We'll have to have a vote. What vote? Okay? The emails, people were demanding it. Everybody's demanding it. Most importantly, these young women who are not young anymore, whose lives had been fucking fucked with. All right? I repeat again. Unbelievable. It's just too much. It's really disturbing, disgusting. I mean, it's the most, I've never seen it like it. We are living in times of shame. That's what we are. These are shameful times. And it's got to stop. And the people who are even in charge who might be able to do something can't seem to be able to do anything. So come on already. Don't hand me that shit. And this is iced tea. It's not, if I only wish it was bourbon. God. So that's where we're at. With Thanksgiving out there. Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. Why do they call it Friendsgiving? I still don't understand that. Makes no sense to me. I don't get it. It seems incomprehensible. What was wrong with Thanksgiving? We were giving thanks. And this kind of rolls up to us. It's a time that we should really sit around the table and get everybody around the table. But no, that's not possible because we are not able to feed everyone without a number of Americans having to put money toward making sure that the 1 out of every 8 Americans and others, I'm sure, that would, to give them a Thanksgiving meal. We don't need to worry because Walmart's got such a deal that even the president had to show it up and show us because he, I guess, gets some advertising money for that. But and I'm sure I'll mention that again because it's just stunning that he's using Walmart as like the, boy, this is really, we're really well off while he's down there having a Gatsby party. Oh, God. And painting everything gold. That is allowed, because it's the first presidency that's everything that has to be done for him. It's lunacy. It's utter lunacy. Because, he didn't get treated right. He was just worth millions. Richest man, he could have, nobody's richer than him. He's so brilliant. If you're so fucking brilliant, know that you are that brilliant and you're better off than all the other people. 99.9% of the people on the planet Earth. So get down on your hands and knees and thank that God that you don't believe in. Okay? Do it. Just do it. All right? Unbelievable. Well, I can't really thank him until I get everything that I want. Until the ballroom is built. Okay, I got to stop. I am racing through this in a way because I leave shortly in the next few days to go to Morocco. I have a 12-day tour there. I do this every year. I mention it every year. I talk about it every year that I leave at Thanksgiving. My friend Neil and I established this tradition years and years and years ago. And I believe the first place we went, I think, was Madrid or Atlantis. I'm not sure where, and he would remember. Or maybe the two of us in a long conversation. He writes the stuff down, but we've done it every year. We did it because initially, in part, it was because we discovered one night after having a really bad meal, a bad Thanksgiving meal at his mother's house, including the high point being, they're pepperoni rolls, and then a wonderful Italian little thing, and they were burnt, and that was the end of it. And it took forever to drive back home and back to the city, and we just said, no, not anymore. My mother already proved that she couldn't cook, and he'll trust me on that, and we just said, let's get the fuck out of here for Thanksgiving. And then I really discovered that we've had to keep doing it for that reason. And also, really, the other legitimate reason is if you leave at Thanksgiving and get the fuck out of here, then it literally, Christmas seems to be somewhat more of a normal size, but it's not, because this year they started it literally as they have the past few years. Each year they inch it further and further into the before Halloween. It's coming before Halloween. Christmas shit starts before Halloween. Christmas shit starts, and it'll get to Labor Day. Just do it all year. I've said this time and again. You Christians seem to love this holiday. It seems to make everybody bright and happy, and they dance around and they get all excited. They're going to bring the tree to Rockefeller Center and all the places, and the lights go up, and they're really nice, and they are nice in the city. Lights everywhere, all over the country. Every time I travel, I see the lights. Some of them do stay up all year. Sense of Christmas all year round. And since you do love it that much, let it be Christmas all year round. Maybe that'll calm us the fuck down. But so I'm speeding it up here a little because I got stuff to do. I have to finish packing and figure out what I pack, and it's going to be interesting. I got 12 days in Morocco. I don't even remember just now if I said that, but that's where I'm going to be spending it. And with a tour of that country, I've never been there. And it's part of the thing in terms of, not touring anymore, that I would get the opportunity to really travel a bit more out of the country. And even in the country to some spots I haven't been to, or return to some places I've been to and liked, or get up to Canada and down into Mexico, which I've never really spent time in. But this year it's Morocco. I've been to Tunisia and spent time there just when I was 18 with friends, and arrived there just as the 6-Day War started, and all of the Jews in Tunisia had fled that day, and I and another Jewish friend of mine were probably as the Jewish population left, we were the two that showed up, and so I couldn't be happier to be going there and seeing Morocco. And I went to Turkey once on something my friend Lee Wilkoff's advice, and went with Neil and Machiko, his wife, and we really had a tremendous time. I just was overwhelmed by that country, and I'm looking forward to Morocco being a place that will surprise me in many ways, I'm sure. And I'll get to be on a camel and be in the desert, and and I'm going to do one for the week after. We're going to take Thanksgiving off because you don't need to listen to this shit anymore for a while. Ignore it. Go have fun with your family. And if your family and you are arguing about shit, political shit, don't get together with them. Fucking stop it. Okay? Just take the break and enjoy it with those you wish to enjoy it with until we get through this madness. Really. It's your time. And we've been through enough of a shitstorm. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. And if it means not having turkey, great. If it means, whatever it means, just enjoy it. So I'm giving you that week off from me just sitting here, babbling away and reading the rants, and then we'll be back again with some more of it. And then after the week after Thanksgiving, I will probably spend some time, if I remember, talking about Morocco and what it was like. Let's see. I've got one more thing here to read to you. A Tennessee man spent more than a month in jail for criticizing President Trump. Larry Bussard posted a meme of President Trump with the words, "We have to get over it," a comment Trump made after a 2024 school shooting, in a Facebook thread on Charlie Kirk's murder. Sheriff Nick Weems of Perry County promptly arrested Bussard, claiming he intentionally sought to create hysteria within the community. Bussard was released without charge last week. Kept him in jail for a month. Okay? Kept him in jail for a month because he posted a meme, of President Trump with the words, "We have to get over it." And he did it in a Facebook thread, the Charlie Kirk's murder. And he's in jail for criticizing president. You don't go to jail for that. You don't go to jail for criticism. You don't go to jail for satire. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to say what we think in this country. Let's remember it and be thankful for it, okay? And realize we don't give that up, and nobody should have been put in jail for that long. And nobody should be dragged out of these, without due process. Dragged out of a car and taken away from the children. It's happening. It's happening. And it's got to stop. I have a ton of stuff to read when I get back. That's enough of this. Really have a splendid Thanksgiving. Enjoy the rants you're going to hear, because there's some truly great ones. Take care of each other. And remember that this time of year is, it's our time of year. Okay? This and the summer. This is our time of year when it's a fatty foods festival, and enjoy it. Okay? Don't read anything about diet and shit like that. Just fucking sit down, have fun, and make it your own. Okay? This is your time. Turn the TV off. Don't listen to all the bullshit and nonsense, because it's coming. And it's coming every day. And it's coming, and if whatever side you agree with is, I know, appalling too. Even if you're on that side, you're appalled by what's happening. And I know it, okay? Except for the 20% and the 20%. And the rest of us are like, are you fucking kidding me? Yep, I hope they are. I hope we wake up and they go, well, we were just kidding. So please take care. Let me reiterate, it is a privilege and a pleasure to spend time with you. And I mean that. And to be able to read these rants, and for you making me a part of your day. I don't know why you do it, but I certainly appreciate it, and certainly it makes my day to know that. And I'll keep doing this as long as there seems to be any. I don't know how many people listen to this. And maybe at some point when they tell me there's 12 of you, I'll go, well, maybe we should just get together on a Zoom feed. May it be a splendid Thanksgiving. And may you enjoy every moment of it. Thanks for joining me. And I mean that. This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by Indacloud. Have you ever been up late at night watching TV and promised yourself just one more episode? Next thing you know, it's 4 a.m. and the show asks if you're still watching it? Indacloud is your online cannabis dispensary for all things gummies, exotic flowers, potent pre-rolls, and more. All federally legal THC DEA certified, lab tested, and shipped discreet. Translation? No more mystery brownies from a friend of a friend. Just stuff that works and shows up on time. I like it because it helps me sleep. And I need my sleep. Beauty rest is very important. So, as I've said, you can sleep better without needing another meditation app subscription, and have a good laugh without becoming the punchline. Potent pre-rolls for when your fantasy football loss feels personal. And $70 ounces, because a good laugh shouldn't come with a luxury tax. This is the laugh you actually enjoy tomorrow. If you're 21 or older, head to Indacloud.co and use code LEWIS, Lewis, for 40% off your first order plus free shipping. It's Indacloud's biggest sale of the year, and it's live all month long. No 12-hour panic buys here. That's Indacloud.co, code Lewis, 40% off, free shipping, and a Black Friday upgrade that doesn't come with lines. As always, please enjoy responsibly. And thanks to Indacloud for sponsoring today's episode. Jay Whistlefuck. Jay, thank you. And that's it. I work merchandising for a mid-level professional hockey team, and the emails I get are the reason I'm a borderline alcoholic. Just this fine, crisp morning, I walked into an email from a concerned citizen asking why they had not received the jersey they ordered, over a month ago. calmly explained in my best customer service typing that since they ordered a customized jersey, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get done. And also, it had been barely 3 weeks. I also explained that it will be shipped to him once it's finished in the next week or so. This gentleman then proceeds to tell me that it would have been nice for me to have spelled all of that out so he knew when he placed the order. It's literally the first fucking sentence. I just have to ponder why in the name of this spinning piece of cosmic jizz or flat earth or whatever this jackalope believes in, should I waste a finite amount of time and energy I have in a day to completely spell out a process when they are incapable of reading the big, bold black letters that appear right under the picture? Instead, let me just spoon-feed every little fucking thing to you when I know for a fact you're not even paying attention anyway. Thank you for this, Louis. I should have been doing this the whole time instead of paying for therapy every 2 weeks. Well, I don't know if it helps as much as therapy, but I'm certainly glad it helps me, that's for sure. And I still have a therapist. And I loved reading that, Jay. It's really true. They don't pay attention. Patricia Travers. So with the time change this weekend, I found myself up disgustingly early on this fine Sunday. I knew I had some things to get from Walmart, so I thought I would check out what Walmart refers to as sensory-friendly hours from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. During this time, stores turn down the lights, disable music, and turn off loud video displays to create a quieter, less stimulating shopping environment for those with sensory sensitivities, such as individuals with PTSD or autism or young children. From the Walmart website. Let's talk about the young children aspect of this. This time, when the store is less populated, allows the screams of the little fuckers to be heard more clearly and all over the store. There's no escape. I found myself wondering the ability to hear a child's screams at decibels rarely found outside of a Slipknot concert affects the other populations. While I'm fortunate enough not to have any sensory issues, absent an intolerance for ill-behaved parents who allow such behavior to continue in a public space, proclaims to have sensory-friendly hours. Clearly, other than turning down the music and the lights, there is little benefit to this, nor am I deliberately arising early on any given day to try to shop in peace. Patricia. Wow, Walmart. They couldn't leave the little fuckers at home, I don't think, Patricia. You know, they got nobody to take care of them. You know, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Thank you, Patricia. That's an interesting, it's like the quiet car on trains. They're never quiet. They're playing radios. They're doing everything. And there's no nobody, the guy who goes and collects the tickets isn't ever, you never see him. You see him once when he gets your ticket, that's it. From Charlene Drucker, a rant that can always use a bit of repeating. Only this one is site-specific. You'll see what I mean. Driving in South Florida. People who drive 36 in a 45-mile-an-hour zone, fuck you. There are 2 turning lanes to turn left. I'm in the right one. They're in the left one. When they turn, they drive in front of me. Fuck you. People who drive with their turn signal on for miles. Fuck you. People who change lanes without a turn signal. Fuck you. People who cut me off to be first at the red light, then take forever to cross the intersection. Fuck you. People who change lanes in front of me and drive under the speed limit. Fuck you. I can go on and on. Basically, most people who drive in South Florida. Yes, you probably could go on, and many have. throughout the nation, from town to village to wherever, whatever state I'm in. This is always a complaint, the bad driving that is out there. But this is quite a wonderful litany, and I enjoyed it. Very specific, Charlene, and to the point, and well said. Thank you for sharing with us. Here's one from Jerome Garcia. So, Mitch McConnell championed hemp legislation in 2018, made it his legacy. Kentucky farmers thrived, and the industry exploded to $28 billion a year, creating 300,000 jobs. Everything was going great. Then, in 2025, as McConnell prepares to retire, he suddenly decides this must all be destroyed. The provision he quietly slipped into the government shutdown bill would eliminate 95% of the industry, make even non-intoxicating CBD products illegal, turn hemp back into a Schedule I narcotic. Why the sudden change of heart? Let's think through the possibilities, shall we? Maybe he had a genuine epiphany about protecting the children. Well, except age restrictions and proper regulation would fix that. Strange damn choice to burn down an entire industry instead. Yeah? Wow. Perhaps he always intended only industrial hemp. Problem there is the guy who helped draft the 2018 bill says that's bullshit. They intentionally included language about extracts and cannabinoids to help farmers reach markets. So that excuse is complete crap. Oh, wait, what's this? Right before the ban gets added to the shutdown bill, there's a lobbying push last week by trade groups representing large alcohol companies and beer makers. The Beer Institute, Distilled Spirits Council, Wine Institute, all those assholes whose products are losing market share to hemp drinks suddenly get very fucking concerned about the children. And McConnell, facing retirement with nothing to lose, becomes their guy. So a $28 billion industry, hundreds of thousands of jobs, billions in tax revenue, and Kentucky farmers who trusted him? Torched. Because big alcohol saw hemp drinks stealing their customers and made some calls. Congratulations, Mitch, you fucking tortoise. Your legacy now includes killing the one good fucking thing you created because bourbon lobbyists asked nicely. That's one hell of a shit final act. Wow. Pretty remarkable, huh? I didn't know some of those facts. There's just too much going on, Jerome, and I rely on reading these rants to pick up the information I need to be depressed about the next day, and thank you for that. No, that's pretty extraordinary. $28 billion in Kentucky, no less. His legacy didn't matter what he did as far as I'm concerned, Jerome, but a lot of his legacy is based on horse shit. Also from Jerome Garcia, I'd like to read this one too. The Great Turkey Swindle of 2025. So let me get this straight. Last year, 2024, we were told turkey prices were down 6% cheaper. The American Farm Bureau was practically throwing a damn parade. $58 to feed 10 people, and everyone's patting themselves on the back saying, look, inflation is under control. Then Trump walks into office in January 2025, and suddenly, wholesale turkey prices surge 75%. That's not inflation. That's a fucking mugging. Your 15-pound bird went from costing you about $25 last Thanksgiving to near $40 this year. What the hell happened? Now they'll tell you it's bird flu, as if birds just decided to start getting sick the minute the new administration took over. Meanwhile, Trump's standing there at a press conference saying Thanksgiving is 25% cheaper because Walmart's running a promotional bundle. A promotional bundle? That's not economic policy. That's a damn coupon. And you know what's in the bundle? Less food than last year. They're giving you 1 can of cream of mushroom soup instead of 2 and calling it a savings? That's not savings. That's shrinkflation in a pilgrim hat. The turkey flock is the lowest it's been since 1985. Wholesale prices are up 40 to 75%, depending on who you ask. And we're supposed to be grateful because Walmart's losing money on turkey to get you in the door? This is what winning looks like? Don't tell him yet, but Santa's fucked. Jerome, thanks for those two. Needed a bit of back-to-back there, and I didn't really want to spend time in my ranting about that fucking Walmart thing, which is just staggering. And that he's plus the fact that he's using Walmart as an example for how good he's helping the economy. Who uses an advertisement? He's advertising Walmart. Go on down there because it'll be cheaper. And also, they're using their products. For fuck's sake. Unbelievable. The products change from year to year. That's why it's cheaper. Because they're fucking shilling their own shit. That's why I read this, Jerome. That and the fact that somebody needed to hear that out there, I'm sure. Because people, there's too much going on. Just too fucking much. This is from Michael Kearns. Yep. We just keep fucking up, Michael. And this is a whole new way to do it. And thank you for getting pissed and and writing me about it. Hello from Japan, Louis. Google can suck a fart out of my ass. Allow me to explain why. 2 years ago, I moved to a house just north of Tokyo. I soon discovered that for some strange reason, a tech company that is worth trillions and claims that it can map the entire fucking planet can't figure out where my goddamn house is. I've been living in Japan for several years. Years! It's 2025. We've got AI writing poetry, drones delivering noodles, toilets that greet you by name, and Google Maps still thinks I live in a rice field behind a convenience store. So I do the logical thing. I contact them, fill out the forms, jump through their digital flaming hoops, and finally, I get a real live human, a person. I thought, oh, thank God, I'm saved. But no, he's sitting in some air-conditioned call center in California, and the moment I say Japan, his brain just blue screens. I explained very calmly at first that in Japan, addresses aren't like in the United States. You don't slap a number on your house like it's a prison cell. They're on the mailbox. The mailbox, you idiot. And he says, sir, can you take a photo of your address on your house? My house doesn't have a fucking address on it. What do you want me to do? Spray paint my coordinates across the roof so the Google satellite can zoom in like, oh, look, there he is, Mr. Dumbass who thought we could handle foreign countries. I even said, hey, you can call the local post office or the city office. They know how it works here. And I even provided phone numbers. His response, that's not our process. Of course it's not. Because the process at Google is never to solve the goddamn problem. It's to make you so frustrated, you start questioning your will to live. So here we are 2 years later, and my address is still wrong. Every time I order something, the poor delivery guy ends up circling my block like a lost tourist in a bad video game. Then I get an email saying, your address appears invalid. Invalid? No, you digital dipshits. It's perfectly valid. You're just too lazy to learn that the rest of the world doesn't organize itself around your fucking zip codes. And here's the kicker. These people brag about mapping Mars. Mars, the red fucking planet, so they can find a rock the size of a toaster orbiting 200 million miles away, but not my goddamn front door? So yeah, I live in one of the most advanced technological countries on earth, or technologically advanced, I'm sorry, countries on earth. But if you want to visit me, good luck. Because according to Google Maps, I live somewhere between Tokyo and Narnia. I'd like to tell Google to just kiss my ass, but if they use their shitty maps to find it, they'd probably do my neighbor's instead. And he'd like it. Honestly, I cannot fucking catch a break about this shit. Fuck Google. Thank you, Michael. And now, when I Google something, and if I ask the question, Google's Chat GBT answers. It's unbelievable, and you don't really know if it's right because it's fucking AI, and I don't trust AI. Not when they've got it answering the phones for the past 10 years. And it says, would this be the right thing to do? Would you like to ask a question? Be more specific. Like, I didn't get my refund in large bills. I would like them in large bills. What? Literally, I've got to write down this stuff. Because some of the stuff that they say, I mean, it's just what they write, what they say to me legitimately is funnier than what I'd write down. Because none of it is ever why I'm calling them. They've never figured it out. And then when I tell them what it is, so you'd like to speak to the business office? No, I need to speak to the tech people. Or would you like to speak to the theater people? Oh, man, I've got to stop. I should finish this coffee so I can really roll on. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.